Hello everyone, welcome to the Whistling Hermits One Card Spread series. This video series is primarily intended for learning how to read the tarot. However, you can also use this as a card reading for the day. This is a timeless reading, so if you are watching this now, its message might be for you. For this series, we will be using the giant Rider Waite Tarot deck from the US Games Systems Incorporated. We will also be using the booklet of the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. The first part of the video will be a descriptive study of a specific card in the tarot. We will describe what we see and the insights and feelings we gather from what we see. The first part is characterized by spontaneity. We allow the cards to speak to us regardless of the generally accepted meaning of the card. By doing this, we hope to increase our intuitive capacity for reading the tarot cards. In the second part, we will be reading the description of the card taken from the booklet of the Tarot of A.E. Waite by AGM Urania. If you intend to use this as a timeless reading, you can randomly choose any card in the series that resonates with you. An alternative approach is to shuffle a Rider Waite card deck and pick a card randomly. You can then choose the card in the video series that corresponds to the card you picked. Note that this series is a work in progress, and it might take some time for the 78 cards to be completely read. If you want to navigate directly to a certain part of the video, such as Part 1 or Part 2, I have provided timestamps in the description accompanying this video. Just click on the link to the video segment you wish to go. So, without any further delay, let us proceed to the card for the day. Okay, we are now in part 1 of the one card spread series, and our card for today is the Four of Pentacles. When you look at the sky, it seems that the sky is gray. It's clear, but it's gray. So it can be that there's a diffuse cloud, thin cloud through it, no? So it's like a cirrostratus cloud, no? I mean, it's quite a gloomy, it's like the weather is quite a little bit gloomy. And when you look at it, no, if it is our modern time, because the setup seems to be like during the medieval times maybe or something, but it seems to be an industrial time for this person already. He seems to be living in a, if we apply it to our modern times right now, he seems to be that the person who is now watching this video might be living in a city, no, where the sky is not very clear, maybe because of the smog caused by a lot of vehicles around, no? So there is not that clearness of the sky when you are outside or in the suburbs or in the provinces, or you seem to be in a city where there seems to be often smog in it, and you're in the midst of it, but there are some parks around, no? So you might be in a place where there are a lot of high-rise buildings with some small parks in it, no? And somehow you are nestled within or in the center of the city. Now, when you look at this person, no, he seems to be crouched in towards, it's as if he's crouching, no, and seems to be embracing this pentacle here. There's another pentacle on top of him and two pentacles on the floor. And look, when you look at it, both his toes, it's like tiptoeing, no? Not it seems like it's only the toes that are touching the pentacles. It seems like he's tiptoeing. I don't know, is it because that the chair he's sitting on is a little bit high, or which I suspect there is a possibility that for some of you there is a certain sense of anxiety at this present time, no? This crouching, this feeling of being insecure, no? You seem, when we are insecure, when we feel that there's a certain danger or something, we tend to crouch, no? It's like when you are cornered in one area and you feel that there's danger around you, there's a tendency for us to crouch, and there's a tendency, and when we are anxious, there's a tendency for us to tiptoe. I even start to have the feeling that there are some, or maybe one or two among you who are watching this video who has a certain anxiety of contracting illness, a certain fear of getting sick. Maybe for some, maybe there's also this struggling with hypochondriasis, no? A severe or great fear of getting sick. Because when you look at it, it's as if he is tiptoeing on the floor, and he uses the pentacles like a protection from contracting illnesses on the floor, and he is crouching and using this pentacle to protect his chest area, and there's another pentacle on his head, no, as if to protect. When you look at it, no, it seems that these pentacles are also being used by the person to block his upper chakra, the chakra number 7. The pentacle is like a protection to protect his chakras, 7th chakra. This pentacle seems to be protecting his heart chakra and even his solar plexus, and this one seems to be, in a certain sense, protecting his basal chakra, or chakra number 1, and maybe even chakra number 2. So it seems that this person is trying to protect all his chakra, but I think the detrimental part of it is that he is blocking also the chakras in his body. And when you look at it, he seems to be very covered, no? So there's a certain fear and also a sense of coldness in his life right now. And when you think of sense of coldness, there might be also a sense of being ill. I hope he doesn't have COVID or something. But when you look at it, no, it's when you block your chakras, no, you start to feel sick and you don't feel well, no. You start to feel some ailments in you. And it seems that, yeah, preoccupation with the pentacles. It seems that this person finds the pentacle as his protection, that these pentacles will protect him from getting harmed, from getting sick, from many things. It seems that the person finds security on his pentacles. It seems that the pentacles dominates his life at this present time. The pentacle seems to be, for him, gives him a sense of protection, a sense of security. And the problem is, yeah, it blocks his chakra, and it's not good for his health in a certain sense. Too much preoccupation with the pentacles, too much reliance with the pentacles, or too much reliance with the riches, with the financial security, too much preoccupation with acquiring riches and acquiring financial security, in the end, it should be something that should, the financial security should be something that make you celebrate. But in this case, in this moment, it seems that the preoccupation is too much, to the point that the person is no longer enjoying his life. You look at it, he's not smiling, and he looks guardedly, no? And he uses his riches to protect him from what he thinks is dangerous for him. It can be people around him. It can be also, what I said, no, there is a fear of getting germs or getting sick, no? So this is a person who is a little bit troubled right now, a little bit insecure. There's seems to be, his world is getting smaller every day. It's as if his preoccupation is the riches that he has already acquired, and he's like in a vicious cycle of acquiring things, a vicious cycle of holding on to the riches, no? Holding on to the riches that he has already having. And it's a vicious cycle that makes him slowly getting smaller, crouching and feeling insecure. Maybe for some of you who are reading this, there's maybe a need for you to detach yourself a little from preoccupation of the riches that you already have. You see, the city around you is so beautiful. The city around this person is so beautiful, but instead of him enjoying going around in the city, enjoying the beauty around him, he seems to be just sitting on the top of his house, embracing his riches. I don't know, maybe for some of you who are reading this, you no longer go out. It seems that your life is just limited to your home and your office. Maybe you go to your office very early before sun rises, or go home when the sun is already set. Or your life is just like a regular routine of work and home. And maybe, as for some of you, to the point that you no longer go around to meet other people, maybe because the fear of contracting an illness, fear of contracting COVID also, maybe. Yeah. So there's I feel that there's a person who is a little bit guarded and protective of himself. He has put a lot of armors, and for him, his armor are the pentacles, his riches. When you look at it also, this is related to the card of the Emperor, which is in the Major Arcana number 4. This one, the Emperor, is also wearing an armor inside his clothes. It is similar to this 4 of Pentacles. This armor for this person are his riches. His armor are his pentacles. If this armor protects the Emperor, his pentacle is his armor. And like the Emperor, he is looking guardedly. At least here the Emperor seems to be at least smirking or smiling. This one, no longer smiling. So, for some of you who might be reading this card right now because you want to get some insight, for some of you, your present situation seems to be a little bit somber. It's no longer sunny. Maybe you need to start to open up a little bit more, uncrouch yourself a little bit more, trust a little bit more the universe, that there is an unseen hand that will protect you. There's an unseen hand that loves you and cares for you, and you shouldn't be afraid. And you should maybe let go a little bit of your hold to your riches. Do not worry. There's an unseen hand that will take care of you, will provide you. In fact, if you learn to let go of these things and share it with the other people, maybe more riches will come to you. Even more. Maybe there's a need for you to open up a little and trust more in the providence of the divine, the providence of the universe. If you were able to receive all these riches, it is because someone, that unseen person, that unseen hand provided this for you. It's not just your personal effort. You have to learn to let go. Maybe learn to share also what you have, and learn to be more trusting, not only to others, but also to the protection of the unseen, protection of the universe, protection of the divine, so that you can step out of the pentacles and learn to start walking again, to start feeling the ground in your feet, to learn to enjoy the road, to remove a little bit your covering, remove those armors which are, in a certain sense, really keeps you immobile, to learn to let go, to loosen up, and learn to live. Sometimes fear, the fear of death or the fear of getting harmed, keeps us from living. Yeah, the fear of death keeps us from living. Well, I hope this resonated with some of you who are reading. I know it's a little bit somber, huh? Yeah. That is what I feel right now. And for those who are looking at the cards so that they could be able to have an exercise of your intuition, I hope that my observation have tweaked a little bit your inner self and have encouraged you to reflect and use your intuition to gain insight from this card. Well, let us now go to part 2 of the Four of Pentacles. Thank you. Well, we are now in part 2 of our one card spread series on the Four of Pentacles. Let us read from the Booklet of Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. Four of Pentacles, divinatory meanings, warning, advice, and action. In this card and the next, we see the breakdown of the ideal shown in the 3. There are subtle ways to interpret the 4 and 5, but it's hard to escape the idea that greed and power interfere with the creation of community. Here, a king seems to gather all the pentacles, and if we remember that people originally called these suit coins, we realize that the old inequalities of wealth reassert themselves. There are only 2 crowned figures in the deck who are not official kings, queens, or the Empress and Emperor. These are the Dead King on the Death card and the Four of Pentacles. Thus, what the Death card seemed to sweep away appears to come back. He does not just hoard the pentacles, he uses them as shields, one under each foot as if the earth might overwhelm him from below, one on his head to block spiritual power from above, and one on his chest to cover his heart and lungs. Divinatory meanings: hoarding, inequality, using wealth or power to cut oneself off from life. Warning, advice: the shield comes down, he seeks another way, or life overwhelms him. Action: hold on tightly to what you have. Thank you. This concludes part 2 of the Four of Pentacles. I hope that this has been very fruitful for both who have watched this video, for those who wanted to get some insights, and for those who wanted to exercise their insight. Until next time, have a wonderful day.